Black people in South Africa will leave villages, will leave townships and migrate to another township or an informal settlement, a squatter camp, in urban areas close to cities because they are looking for opportunities to make money. They will leave big parcels of land to go and live in a shack because they want money. If it was only about land, many black people would go and live on Ingonyama Trust land. They'd go and live on other tribal communal land. They would go somewhere else, but they don't. They are economic migrants from the Eastern Cape, from the Free State, from KwaZulu, from Mpumalanga, from Limpopo, from other parts of the country that gravitate towards a Durban, that gravitate towards a Johannesburg, that gravitate towards a Cape Town, looking for opportunities for a better life, not looking for land.
We as Africans and black people, we need to own land. By the way, I don't have a land. I don't have even a soil. I don't have. It's a long story for me not to own anything, and I'm in the motherland. But you understand. I don't own anything, but it's giving me pressure every now and then. I need to have even a quarter of our land. I need to have even a soil, and if I have that, if I get soil, even a quarter, I go deep into farming because I know whoever owns food owns the world, and whoever owns land, and I envy everyone who owns land because they are living or they own gold. That's gold. It's more than gold. Now, in today's video, I'm going to react about this video of this South African saying that black South African people are lazy simply because they don't want to own land. They are leaving their lands and going because of money. It's better for them to go and live somewhere in a crib in town. They don't want to do farming. How true is this, my South African family? How true is this? You don't like lands? You leave your lands to go to live in cribs in towns because you want to make this fast money? Is it true? Let's watch this video and then we come back again. We talk about this.
Many black people in this country, arguably the majority of black people in this country, do not want land. People will say, no, there's no such thing. There is. Many black people in this country, arguably the majority of black people in this country, do not want land. People will say, no, there's no such thing. There is. Black people in South Africa will leave villages, will leave townships and migrate to another township or an informal settlement, a squatter camp, in urban areas close to cities because they are looking for opportunities to make money. They will leave big parcels of land to go and live in a shack because they want money. If it was only about land, many black people would go and live on Ingonyama Trust land. They'd go and live on other tribal communal land. They would go somewhere else, but they don't. They are economic migrants from the Eastern Cape, from the Free State, from KwaZulu, from Mpumalanga, from Limpopo, from other parts of the country that gravitate towards a Durban, that gravitate towards a Johannesburg, that gravitate towards a Cape Town, looking for opportunities for a better life, not looking for land. But of course, one of the conversations is it's because their land doesn't have opportunity. And the question becomes, who is meant to fix this? Is it government? Is it meant to be the people that are meant to farm and work the land or develop properties or find some type of tourist attractions? That becomes a very important conversation. The average black person in this country asked, they can lie to you in the comments, they can lie on polls on Twitter. The average black person in this country asked, would you like 2 hectares of land or would you like a job that gives you 30,000 Rand a month? I can tell you now they'll take the job. Some of them, you'll give them the land, let them have it for 5 years, and then thereafter ask them, do you still want to keep the land or do you want a job for 30,000? They will take the job because many people have received land and it lies fallow, or they sell it or they lease it to someone else. Sadly, because our education system in this country is not focused on skills development. The average black child doesn't know how to farm and work the land. They don't understand it. The average black child doesn't know how to develop property on land, especially for commercial purposes. The average black child doesn't understand tourism, that I have a piece of land, I can have a tourist attraction to attract people, whether local tourists or foreign, to come to my piece of land, maybe watch dancing, maybe come watch the ocean or a piece of water, maybe come camp, maybe come hike, and I will make money here. The people are not taught skills. So land to them becomes something useless. I can give you a building on a small piece of land, the room the size of where we shoot on the panel show. And one person will look at this piece of land and say, I will plant spinach and sell that spinach to Spar, Pick and Pay, and make 10,000 Rand a month. The next person will say, on this piece of land, I'm going to open a spaza shop and I'm going to sell to people and I'm going to make 20,000 Rand a month. The next person will say, on this little piece of land, I'm going to dance every day and people will come watch me and throw money and I'll make 5,000 Rand a month. The next person will say, I'll take this piece of land and I'll let a 3-person family come rent it at 800 Rand per month. The next person will take this piece of property and land and say, I'm going to put a call center in here and there's going to be 10 people that work in a call center and the call center will generate 40,000 Rand a month. The next person will say, I'm going to take this little room, turn it into a hedge fund, and I'm going to bring hedge fund managers and we're going to manage 100 million Rand here and we're going to be making 1 million Rand a month on this same piece of property, based on your skills, based sometimes on your location, based on how industrious you can create this space. There's a joke that's always thrown around that if you took all the inhabitants of Sandton and you moved them to Alex forcefully, and you took all the inhabitants of Alexandra Township, and you pushed them into Sandton, within 10 years, Alexandra will have developed and Sandton will have deteriorated. Because sometimes it's not about the land, it is about the skills and the mindset of the person on that piece of land.
Welcome back. Sorry to say, but I pity those people who will leave their land just sitting dormant to go in towns and get job to get few coins there, and there is gold somewhere there at home. I pity them and I envy those families, my people who have these big lands, because man, you guys are rich. You guys are rich. Everything comes from land, from soil. Everything comes from soil. So this soil, also the soil from motherland, it's blessed. Now this guy is from South Africa, and he's saying South Africans are lazy. They don't want to own lands simply because they don't want to do farming. They don't want to engage themselves in agriculture. And most of the youths mostly believe agriculture is for old people. Why do you believe that? I'm saying that because one time I was believing that, like, the village is for the old people. I need to be in town. Right now, as I'm talking to you, if I get a chance to go back to my village and own a piece of land, you will see what I'll do. You will see. I'm just praying one day. Because land is something that everyone is fighting to have. Mostly the white people, they know. They know the benefit of land, and that's why they get a small chance, they want to come to Africa and own land. African in diaspora, they know this. Now they have been there, they know what land matters a lot. They are there, but they are thinking how to get a land in Africa. But as Africans, we want to leave this land. I know of somebody who sold this land for him to go in Western country, in UK. I know of some people who have sold their lands to go in the United States, to go and get that money, get that moolah. But they are living here treasure. And this treasure, it's appreciating every time. You know, land is always appreciating. When I was growing up, land in my village, 1 acre was 100,000 Kenyan shillings. 100,000 Kenyan shillings, that's like $10,000, if I'm not wrong. No, $1,000, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it was like $1,000 back then. But right now, it is $10,000 to own a land, a 1 acre land. So you see, it's always appreciating because they know the value of land. Land has value. Land has value. And if I hear this story that South Africans are, they don't want to own lands, I get it, like it's giving me headache. Why? So I don't know, but tell me, how true is that? But benefit of owning land in Africa it's a lot. Owning a land in Africa offers a lot of benefits, like economic opportunities, affordability in high return on investment, cultural and heritage connection, business and industrial growth, etc., etc. It has a lot of benefit. When you talk about economic opportunities, we talk about agriculture. We talk about real estate development. We talk about where you will have growth, increase yield, increase farm productivity, reduce poverty, create job opportunities. That's when you talk about economic opportunities. When you own a land, you can venture into real estate development, like growing urbanization and population growth create opportunities for resident, commercial, and industrial development. When you own a land, like in many African countries, for example, in your country, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Nigeria, in Botswana, in Burkina Faso, land is still relatively affordable compared to other regions, okay? In many African countries, land is affordable, is still affordable. And whenever it value raises, it will not be affordable anymore. So let us own this land when they are still affordable. Because a time is coming when these white people, with this their new colonization, this their puppets on the seat, they will be taking over our lands and will not have anything to own. Okay? So right now, Africa is becoming a major global economy with the increasing of investment from countries worldwide. So owning a land offers a foothold in the growing market. Okay. Business and industrial growth, like when you own a land, for example, in many African countries, land can be used as industrial parks, factories, or business hubs. So we have better opportunities that come with land ownership. We have a lot of benefits that come with land ownership because you can invest in agriculture, poultry farming, cash crop farming. You can invest you can go into real estate developments. When you want to start a factory, you need a land. When you want to build a school, you need a land. When you want to build a hospital, you need a land. When you want to build anything, you need a land. So land comes with a lot of benefits. There is no need for you to ditch your land to go somewhere in town, to go and look for small money. You need to take care of your land, you guys. Let me tell you. You need, because angry tigers are out here watching on that land. They want to just grab it and run away with it. You see how they are displacing people in Congo because they want to own their land. Because deep that land, inside that land, deep down there is resources. There is gold. There is copper. So they want to move. They are, I know you understand this. So my friends from South Africa, black South African, I don't know how true this is, but if this is true, we need to change that perception. We need to change that perception. Look, when the white South Africans were very active in South Africa, what they had at large was land. When the colonial were in Africa, for example, here in Kenya, they were owning big lands. And now, when they went, they gave the land to the first president, Jomo Kenyatta, to give it back to the people. But what did Jomo Kenyatta did? He gave back to his friends. He introduced the buying land, you buy back your land. So a lot of people who didn't have money, they end up as squatters. So we need to fight for land reforms. One thing, put laws and orders that will control land. We need to have land reforms in Africa. And when you have land reforms, we'll increase agriculture. When you increase agriculture, we'll increase economic growth. Economic growth, political stability. Anything, when you own land, you have political stability. You are asking me why. Okay? It comes like this. In countries, most of the countries with improving governance and legal system, land ownership provides stable and secure long-term investment. Okay? Long-term investment. I get a lot of people, mostly Africans, are living in rural areas or the villages to go in urban centers because it's called rural to urban migration because of these opportunities, economic opportunities. And most of them, they just don't want to work on farms because farms need a lot of work. So if you are lazy, you will leave, you go to the urban center, go and look for a job. I know. They go there because of employment. Urban areas have a lot to offer. So they go there because of employment. They go there because of there's higher wages. They go there because of lack of rural development. You You have been in your village for a longer time, no infrastructure, no electricity, no anything. So think that the best way is for you to go in the urban centers. And I get it that this is wrong, because you can change your rural area. You can change it by investing in this land, agriculture, increase the opportunities. And that's the thing the government have to do. In the villages, they have to reform agriculture so that they can increase the yield. They can improve in infrastructure in that villages, so that to control or to connect the buyer with the seller. I get why a lot of people are going to the urban center. Poor education access, limited infrastructure, healthcare facilities, and they are running from these villages going to urban centers. We have agriculture challenges like land scarcity, low productivity, climate change. We have perception of urban life where people think that cities are associated with the modern comfortability, lifestyle, access to technology, and etc. etc. Youths, they want to leave that village, go and have access to this modern life. There is conflicts and insecurity, because if the lands, we have political instabilities in rural areas, maybe it's affected much with the violence, and people are being forced to leave their lands. It's understandable. Again, it's about government policies. People, they leave their land because government has neglected rural areas. Government has they don't have, or their policies favoring urban-based industries and job creation draw people from rural areas. They don't deal with these rural areas. Their policies, they have neglected the villages. And that's what Ibrahim Traore is talking about. You sit in the city, you eat well, but you forgot there's a rural area somewhere down there in the village. The people are dying. The people are suffering. But I urge South Africans, if you have land, and everyone from Africa, if you have land, please take good care of that land. Increase productivity with that land. Come up with ideas. And if you don't have idea, you can inbox me. I can give you ideas. Because I personally, Kenyan Beast, I love to own a land. I will love to do that. But all in all, owning a land is controlling the future. Whoever will own land, they will control future. That's why you see white people coming here, the supremacy coming here, putting laws to make sure that you don't own a land. And don't do that if you are from South Africa. Don't do that. Don't run away. Don't ditch your lands. Increase productivity in this land. I don't know how true this video is, but tell me in the comment section, what do you think, okay? Tell me. Until next episode, peace be with you.